Alright guys, I'm gonna try this again. Keep turning this, the camera keeps turning off. It's part 3 of 3 here. I'm gonna get here where I can, the sun's behind me. You see my shadow? I can tell that it's turned on. So, hive on the left had 4 deep boxes and 1 or 2, I think 1 medium super. The super didn't have anything worth harvesting. Can't remember the details at the moment. It seemed like it was just dry corn, maybe some foundation, but I don't know about that for sure. But nothing was harvested. I found the very next super, which was a deep, had brood in there, and so I think it also had an internal feeder. So I took out the internal feeder and found the queen on the right side next to the edge of the inside of the box on the internal feeder. I think. And I put her, I think, in the white box. I'll put out the hive on the left. Over here. Go back and watch that. Anyway, I kind of brushed her down with my hive tool down into the box. It took me a couple of taps. I hope that's what I did. Then I moved it around a couple of times because I was breaking it all the way down to the bottom. The bottom hive box, brood box, didn't have any brood. It just had backfilling with nectar. A lot of empty spaces, didn't see any larvae, no brood, no eggs. Of course, I can't see eggs anymore, but it looked like they were just backfilling. So instead of leaving a super, I took the bottom brood box as being backfilled with nectar and put it on top, which is now the yellow box. It's now a honey super. I treated both these hives for varroa mites with oxalic acid spray. I used 2 pounds of sugar instead of 2.5. They do sell 2-pound bags, so 2.5 pounds of sugar, and a half a cup of oxalic acid with bleach, and a half a gallon of water. Put it in the sprayer, sprayed up and down each frame, which is roughly 5-10 milliliters of water. I'm not exactly sure. And I sprayed all the bees on the outside. I did that actually with both hives. So it will help knock back the varroa a little bit. I plan to treat these guys with some back strips in a few weeks or a month. I probably will come out here and harvest this honey once the goldenrod dies out. Because I haven't seen any goldenrod. I'm looking. I haven't seen any on the way up here. But so anyway, that's the left box. I moved all the brood down to the bottom too. I just moved the boxes down. Right side had 2. Had 3 mediums or supers. And it had 3 deep boxes on top of each other. So I pulled all the supers off, all the medium supers. The top 2 were just comb and dry, very little nectar if any. The next one I kept because it had quite a bit of uncapped honey or uncapped nectar. So I decided to keep it. The top brood box, or deep box, which was the 3rd box, actually had quite a bit of capped honey and a lot of nectar. It could have made a good super. There was no brood in there whatsoever. But when I decided to put it aside and go check the next 2 deeps, which are the 2 brood boxes there, I found brood. I pulled out the internal feeder, put put in two of the frames from the Jeep that could have been used as a super. So I just took out, you know, some dead space, and then frame on the box on the bottom. I think I broke 2 frames, one on each edge. The top bars just popped off. Wasn't a whole lot of anything going on with them. I mean, there was some cone, but not a lot. So I just took 2 more frames from that deep that I could have made a super and stuck them in there. And then I took everything else, put it back in the truck. I sprayed these guys for oxalic acid for mice, like I said. And I put the super back on, the medium super there. If you look closely at that top there, you can see that wax coming out. I guess it's just the paraffin wax, I don't know. But I mean, it's got microcrystalline in there too, so. Just pointing that out. I am a strong advocate for dipping all your boxes. I dip most of mine when I can. I rotate them out. So this is the first year I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen a few times this year. This is the first year I've seen it. I don't think it's that big a deal. I think it's still pretty water permeable. I've seen the other boxes do that, and I'll throw water on them, and they're just as permeable as before. I do soak them for a long time. A lot of wax gets in there, so instead of like 3 or 4 minutes that a lot of guys have recommended doing, I do it for about 12. But there's several reasons for that. Mostly it's just because I struggle at following directions. That's what it is. All right, guys. So I'm fixing to go across the road there to my apiary of 1. That will be the green apiary, and I think I'm gonna consolidate that 1 hive. I'm gonna bring it over here before the next season starts, if that one survives the winter, if it's still there today. But I'll bring it over here and just try to. It's a pain in the butt. You know, it's easier to work 1 apiary with 10 hives than to work 10 apiaries with 1 hive. So any combination of that, you know, you can get my point. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a great one.